This new moon is the perfect time and probably the best time of the year to manifest. Hey y'all, I'm Jasmeen, the owner of House of Chiron Astrology and Reiki, and I make the language of astrology digestible for all of y'all. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this new moon video. We are going to be diving into all of those things, but before we get into all that, if you are new here, let me just introduce myself and, the lay of the land, so to speak. So, how we do things every month, I have a Galactic Gossip podcast where I go over the astrology energy for the entire month. And then throughout the month, of course, I'm going to be posting little short snippets of what's coming, but I also do these new moon and also full moon videos individually. And in these videos, we go into depth on your sun, moon, and or rising sign with the readings, with the new moon energy or the full moon energy. But in this case, we're going to be discussing this new moon that happens in the sign of Taurus on May 7th. Typically, I like to try and get these out 2 weeks before the energy so you can start preparing for it. But look, I was in finals the last couple of weeks in grad school, and it's just different. So y'all got to bear with me for being late, okay? But you will have it on the 7th, all right? Now, with that being said, now that you know how we do things, if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are returning, then welcome back in. Let's just dive right on into it, okay? So we are going to be discussing the energy for the new moon at 18 degrees Taurus that happens happens on May 7th at 10:21 p.m. Central Time. So it's going to be in the evening of May 7th, but depending on where you are in the world, it might be the early morning of May 8th. All right, so just a quick overview of what this energy is. The new moon, of course, is in the sign of Taurus, and we all know what Taurus is. It's all about pleasure and the senses and our possessions and relationships and finances and things of that nature. So it's a really fertile moment for planting seeds, right? It's the springtime. It's just very much so conducive to this Taurus energy. So you plant those seeds of intentions. We all know that new moons are a time for when we set intentions for, the journey ahead, whether it's 6 months or longer, right? So it's a wonderful time for us setting those intentions, especially intentions that focus around stability, abundance, and sensual pleasures. So this lunar event is particularly potent as it forms several different conjunctions, both with Venus and Jupiter that are in the sign of Taurus, as well as, let's not forget, Uranus is there, but it's not necessarily like an exact, but we'll get into all that. So is amplifying the themes of love, beauty, and growth. There's also going to be a sextile to Saturn that's in Pisces, and that's adding a supportive structure to the intentions that we're setting, blending our dreams with practicality so that way we can make them tangible, get them out of our head and into reality kind of thing. So that's that. Now, also, keep in mind, like I said, it's going to be in a conjunction with Venus that's in the sign of Taurus. But before we get into all the conjunctions and the aspects and all that good stuff, I want to talk a little bit about what Taurus is. Taurus is, the beauty and art and music and the things that we, really enjoy, right? So Taurus represents the thing that makes us have our taste, right? Like your taste is in a certain thing. That's that Venus energy. Venus rules Taurus, and Venus just recently returned home. And so, with Venus being in its home sign, there's a new moon that has a connection with Venus. It's very auspicious during this time. It's a wonderful energy. And when we think about what the moon is when the sun and the moon are together, right? So they are in a conjunction, same sign, same degree. And so that's why it's a really good time for us to set intentions because, of course, it's like you can't see the new moon. So everything is created from nothing, right? All the somethings come from nothing. And with the sun and moon being here and having that dark moon where you can't really see it, it's a wonderful time to use the amplified moon energy to tap into not only our intuition, but also tap into the things that bring us comfort and pleasure. But, what's going to bring us a sense of security and what it is that we truly desire in order to manifest and create the life that we want. So Now, bringing Venus into play here, there's going to be that conjunction. So it's in a conjunction with Venus that's in Taurus. It's not an exact conjunction, it's just by degree. So it's within that 9-degree orb, right? So Venus is the planet of love, beauty, finances, and music. And like I was saying, all those things. And so it's at home when it's in the sign of Taurus. And so this is emphasizing a deep connection, not only with ourselves and our loved ones, but also nature, comfort, material security. And the conjunction enhances a desire for harmony within our relationships. Because also keep in mind that Venus rules Libra, and Libra is about harmony, it's about diplomacy, it's about balance. And so there's this emphasis on harmony within our relationships and harmony within our finances, right? And this may bring new beginnings in love or financial matters that are more grounded in what truly matters to us, because also Venus governs our values. So what do we truly value? And it's at home in Taurus, so it's really, really potent and serious about your values, what matters the most. So this is going to be like an impact on relationship, because this aspect with Venus fosters new starts in relationships. So if you're in an existing relationship, it's like a new, fresh beginning. It's like a new level to what you've already experienced. And if you are looking for partnership, depending on how this is aspected in your individual chart, there's a possibility for new relationships to form at this time. Now, there could be intimate relationships, it could be business partnerships, it could be a new best friend that's coming, things of that nature. So it's interpersonal connections of all kinds. And so the relationships that are being formed at this time, or the relationships that are going on to that new level at this time, are being built on solid foundations and shared values. So you're not necessarily just connecting with someone that is not sharing the same value, right, as you. They don't want, the same things that you want. So that typically doesn't end well, right? Or they just end, so to speak. So these relationships that are forming, because we have several different aspects, not only just the conjunction with Venus, but Saturn is in play, and Saturn is about things that are lifelong, even for generational, right? That's Saturn. So it's really an excellent time for committing to a partner, renewing your vows, or beginning a new relationship that promises long-term stability and pleasure. A lot of people may even be setting intentions, or celebrating their, anniversaries, or even getting married during this time. And it's a wonderful time to get married during this time, because it's a promise for growth, stability, and longevity. Okay, so also there might be an impact on finances. And so this influence with Venus conjunct this new moon invites opportunities for financial growth through investment, right? So if you're investing in beauty, art, real estate, music, things of that nature, jewelry, certain things, the Venusian things, or by initiating any plan that increases your material security. So it's a wonderful time to kind of consider that also, and take into account what you value most when you're setting these intentions to attract more money, to attract more abundance. Now, thinking about abundance, there's also a conjunction with Jupiter that's in Taurus. And so Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth, and it meets this new moon in Taurus, and it magnifies the potential for abundance and success, right? So Jupiter is about luck, and it's also about truth, and it's about, travel and all these different things. So Jupiter's influence really broadens the scope of new moon blessings, and especially this, intention setting kind of energy. So whatever intentions that you're setting on right now, think big, think bigger, and it actually might manifest in a way that you least expected. It might be bigger and better than you actually expected it to be. So kind of remain open and optimistic, and also think outside the box. Get a broader world view of it. Get a bird's eye view. Kind of go above what it is that you're setting and what it is that you're desiring, what work you're willing to do, and look at it from a different perspective, right? Because this energy is offering this generous boost to any new adventure, whether it's relationship or anything during this time. And so Jupiter is also about adventure. So make sure that it's fun. Make sure that it's, not necessarily spontaneous. That's more Uranus energy, which is still here. So it can be that, but think outside the box, make it different, make it something that you've never experienced before when you're setting these intentions. You can even set your intentions in a way that you've never done before. Okay. So now, talking about abundance, we're talking about enhancing that abundance, right? So the conjunction is encouraging that optimism and also confidence in pursuing the goals, because manifesting, what people tend to forget is that it's not just something that happens out of nowhere. It's, it can happen that way. Yeah, it depends on if there's trines and all that kind of thing, but um when it comes to manifesting, there's an action plan that needs to be set in place with it, right? You need to create a step-by-step guide. You need to create the things that need to happen before you can actually manifest or create or receive the thing that you're trying to invite into your life. And so what goals are you going to be setting and what steps need to be taken in order to achieve that goal? So especially those that increase your sense of security and your well-being, it's an opportune time for you to like really dream big and set the intentions that are aligned with your highest aspirations and the level of abundance that you desire to experience. And I always tell people, don't focus on what it looks like, focus on what it's going to feel like, right? The feeling is what really manifests the thing, not the look. Because if we focus on the look, we might be waiting forever and we might pass over something that was meant for us that will be, the thing that we could have experienced and it could have been very fulfilling. But if we focus on the feeling, once we obtain that thing, we'll know that it's that thing because we know that feeling, right? So when you're doing your visualization, when you're setting your intentions, focus on what you are going to feel like once you obtain that thing, not focusing on what it looks like when you get it. Focus on what it's going to feel like when you get it. Okay. So now also there's going to be a sextile to Saturn that's in Pisces. And so the sextile between the new moon and Saturn is providing a harmonious link that is, getting outside of your mind and into the tangible things, right? So taking the intangible and making it tangible, right? That's that Taurus and Pisces energy. And so keep in mind that Saturn is here and Saturn is all about discipline. So that structure and that discipline that's needed to provide that longevity in your dreams is inspired by that Saturn energy. And like I was saying just previously, don't focus on what it's going to look like. Focus on the feeling, right? That's that Pisces energy. It's Taurus energy is all about the senses, the touch, taste, sight, smell, all sound, all that good stuff, right? So focus on what it's going to feel like and not so much what it's going to look like. Now, also, I do know that Taurus and that Venus energy can very much so be about the aesthetics. So to some degree, make sure it's aesthetically pleasing to you when you're setting those intentions. However, don't expect for it to just come exactly how you want it to be, whatever it might be. Okay. Also keep in mind that Saturn is about structure and order. So make sure you are disciplined, make sure you are consistent, make sure you have a plan, make sure you are doing the thing every day. You are focusing and working towards obtaining the thing every day. That's what this new moon energy is about, because we have the potential to not only create the life of our desires and our dreams, but we also have the resources to tap into to actually make that happen. All right, making it real, not just in our minds, just making it part of our reality. All right, it's really about grounding our dreams into reality. So that Saturn influence is really going to help us materialize the visions that's inspired by this new moon in Jupiter, because Jupiter will allow you to dream too, because it was once upon a time, in modern astrology, in traditional astrology, it ruled Pisces also. So yeah, there's that. So some tips on navigating this moon. First and foremost, reflect on your values and what provides you comfort and security. Then set the intentions to enhance these areas, right? Initiate new projects or new relationships with the understanding that this is a time of growth and expansion, right? Balance the dream quality of your aspirations with practical steps, to ensure that it's going to become real. And then use the time to cultivate patience and trust in the natural progression of your new beginnings, knowing that Saturn's influence is here and it's going to help you solidify the foundations over time. And nothing's going to like necessarily manifest overnight, over time, because Saturn rules time. Okay. Now, Before we dive into the readings for all signs, I have a few quick announcements. Okay. So, first and foremost, we have the House of Chiron merch I have on one of my shirts. It is the Astro and Afros t shirt line. And you can go ahead and receive that information and get your shirt and your hat, your beanie, your hoodie, whatever it is that you want from the description box below. It has all the things on my website. Also, I'm on TikTok shop. So, if y'all want to purchase there, you can, whichever is easier for you. Also, we have the House of Chiron free cheat sheet. So there is a PDF guide online that you can download. It's 30 pages of astrology information for the person who does not understand the lingo. That will definitely help you be able to follow along with any of these videos. Also, we have astrology readings and Reiki sessions that are still open for the month of May. They are first come, first serve, of course. And I'm debating on like if I should take them off for the summertime. Not quite sure. I'm still debating. So if y'all want them, y'all might get them before I decide last minute to just take a break. Okay. What else? So now we also have a new marketing team here at House of Chiron. So y'all might see some changes of things. Y'all might see some branding that's shifting and just the structure of things. The structure of things, hit my mic. Structure of things might be changing. So it's kind of keep watching. I'm excited about it. I like the way that things are kind of like going already. So there's that. All right, now let's get into the readings for all 12 signs. All right, first and foremost, before we dive, I just want to give you an overview of how this works. Make sure you are listening for your sun, moon, and your rising sign readings so that way you can get a well-rounded view of what's coming for you with this new moon. Okay, so first and foremost is going to be your rising sign. That's the most accurate reading for your sign. Secondary is your sun sign. That really relates to like your focus, your goals, your career, things of that nature. And last but not least will be your moon sign. That's more subjective. It's about your emotional space, your internal world, but it also can reflect your home and family life as well as your current living situations. Okay. Now, what else do we have? I think that's it. Let's dive in. So, starting first and foremost with Aries, sun, moon, and rising. This new moon in Taurus is happening in your second house. So, this is all about money and personal values, right? It's highlighting financial beginnings and a reassessment of what you truly value. It's an excellent time for you to set intentions around new financial ventures, bringing in multiple streams of income, enhancing your earnings, focusing on creating stability and increasing your material security. That is really important during this time, Aries. All right. So for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your sign. So this is all about you. Okay. There's a new you, new moon, new you that, oh, you know what? I need to put that on the shirt. So new moon, new you. Okay, so like you're going to be showing up and really shifting how you show up. So you might be changing your identity, you might be changing, how your name, you might be changing your hair, your personal, appearance. You could just really be shifting your first impressions, right, with other people. So with this new moon in your sign, this is really like a reset for you, considering your personal reinventions or like a rebrand that's happening. Like I'm a Taurus rising, I'm rebranding my business. Okay, I just told y'all that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now also, this is like reinventing or making significant first steps towards new personal projects, right? So this period is potent for you in making like impactful changes, not only in your appearance, but also how you present yourself or even how you engage with the world and how the world really receives you, okay? So for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 12th house. So this is about subconscious and solitude and healing and spirituality. So this is really emphasizing introspection and spiritual renewal. So setting intentions related to healing and closure, letting go of past burdens, maybe go on a retreat during this time, or work towards building a new spiritual practice. This is a time for inner work that really prepares you for future growth. You might find that over the next 6 months, you're going to be in this position of solitude. Maybe you're going to go inward more. Maybe you're going to take a break from being so public. There could be some developments that happen where you get secretly married or secretly engaged or something like that. Okay. So moving on, Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. This Taurus new moon is happening in your 11th house of friendships and community. So this also represents the house that is about your overall goals, right? Material gains. And so this encourages you to focus on new goals within your social networks and your communities, right? The 11th house is also social media. And it's a favorable time for you to foster new friendships or join groups that align with your future aspirations. Expand your social circle with individuals who support your growth, right? Because the theme of this is about growth, it's about expansion, it's about abundance. So you could be really getting into something new, and you could be making a lot of new friends or achieving, or expanding on your goals. Okay. So for Leo, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 10th house of career and public standing, your your public image, your responsibility to the world. So opportunities for new beginnings in your career are really highlighted under this new moon. So, setting those ambitious career goals and launching new projects that can significantly impact your public and professional life. That's the key with this new moon. It's a time to lay down the foundations for long-term career growth. Okay. So for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 9th house of higher learning and travel. So this is an ideal time to expand your horizons through education, travel, or even spiritual pursuits. Maybe you wanting to learn a new belief or learn something new spiritually, or you're enrolling into school, setting those intentions, or you want to take a trip or a pilgrimage even. This is a wonderful time to set those intentions to do just that. The new moon is encouraging you to seek knowledge and experiences that broaden your worldview, right? That consider, higher education opportunities or long distance journeys for those things to also broaden your worldview. All right. So for Libra, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 8th house of transformation and shared resources. So the new moon in your 8th house really brings a focus on, transformational activities involving finances, investments, inheritances, shared resources. So that's like your partner's money that you get for doing services, like goods and services kind of exchanges. It also could be debt. Maybe you are getting a new loan so you can buy, some type of asset, right? You can invest in something, right? So setting intentions that really foster change, regeneration, and deeper connections, because also the 8th house is intimacy as well. So you might be looking to union, merging with someone, okay? Now, moving on, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. This Taurus new moon is happening in your 7th house of partnerships and contracts. For Scorpio, this is a new beginning in your relationships, right? Partnerships are highlighted during this time. This is also contracts and agreements. It could literally be like legal things. So whether it's business or personal, you're getting a new best friend or you are making a business connection. Consider what commitments and agreements you wish to initiate or renew over this time, especially when you're setting these intentions. It's a powerful time for you to build new alliances or taking the existing relationships to a deeper level. Okay. Maybe some of y'all be getting married because 7th house is also marriage, or you could be renewing your vows. Those are things that are highly possible. All right. So for Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 6th house of health and service, your day-to-day routines and your work. Okay. So focusing on health routines and initiating new work projects is highly beneficial during this time. With the new moon, it's perfect for starting new health regimen, working out, a new diet, or creating work environments that increase your productivity, or maybe you could be starting a new job at this time. So setting those goals that enhance your daily routines as well as the service that you can provide to others is ideal. All right. So for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 5th house of creativity, pleasure, kids, hobbies, romance, joy. So a burst of creative energy and potential new romantic beginnings can really start during this time. The new moon invites you to kind of like explore your artistic talents or enter new romantic relationships. This also could indicate that some people are getting pregnant during this time. Okay. Keep that in mind. Now, embrace these activities that, bring joy or express your playful side or engage with your children if you have children. Okay. Now, for Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your 4th house of home and family. So, the new beginnings in your home and family are really emphasized during this time, right? Your relationships with your family are emphasized and highlighted and broadened during this time. So consider, home improvement projects or ways to enhance harmony in your domestic environment. It's also a good time to kind of like reconnect with family or consider a move that brings greater sense of security. So you might be moving, you might be buying a home, you might be renovating your home, expanding your home, things of that nature. So really good energy for you all, Aquarius, especially within the home dynamic. So it's like an expansion, maybe even in addition to the home. Maybe your mom is moving, it's going to help benefit something. Those are just things that are highly possible. All right. So for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, this Taurus new moon is happening in your third house. Okay. So this is the house of communication and learning. And so this moon sparks new learning opportunities and enhancing your communication skills. Also, keep in mind that the third house represents small business, it's transportation, it's your neighborhood, it's your neighbors, it's your siblings, it's like your cousins, things like that. So you could be embarking on a new relationship or a new level of relationship with your siblings or with your cousins, or even, moving to a new neighborhood, getting new neighbors, and they're going to be pleasant and, maybe friends for a while. These are things that can really come into consideration. So also during this time, maybe you're looking to get a certification. So consider taking like a short course or engage in like a writing project or initiating significant conversations, that can actually help you broaden whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. It's an excellent time to really express your ideas and connect with, like I said, your siblings, your close relatives, maybe small business partners, things of that nature. Okay. So that is all that I have for everyone for this new moon in Taurus. And again, like I said, hit the description box if you want to book a reading with me or book a Reiki session with me, or if you want to buy merch, but definitely hit the description box so you can get your free PDF so you can, follow along with all the things. All right. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Taurus new moon. I will meet you all at the was it Sagittarius full moon. Talk to you soon. Bye.